5. Eso. Eso, venga. 5, venga. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eso. Enjoy.
Para el siguiente round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The press conferences are concluded, and Canelo had his first day of training camp today, which was so intense that Terence Crawford had to respond. After their confrontation in New York, it was clear that Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford had bad blood, and the bout was getting more violent than fans anticipated. Canelo's training began with this hatred. It's very different from his first fight, as there appears to be more motivation this time, after Crawford provoked him. As evidenced by his training footage, he plans to bring his best weapons and techniques. As a result, Crawford had a strange social media reaction. For the first time, fans could sense dread from Terence Crawford. I'm prepared for anything he's going to give. I see what he is doing. Bravo. Amir Khan has already warned Crawford about facing Canelo. While the American is confident in his ability to complete the task, he has already admitted that two aspects of his opponent's style worrying him. Canelo has gained a reputation for his powerful shots throughout the years.
Canelo got a great resume. You know, I'm not going to take it away from him. He's fought a lot of great champions, but, you know, at the age that he fought him in, you know, you know, they was already on a decline, some of them, you know, and when he didn't, you know, you see what happened. You know, he fought Laura, you know, and I thought Laura beat him, you know. He fought, you know.
The Mexican has won more than half of his fights via knockout. And, while Crawford is unconcerned about meeting him, Canelo's power and girth could cause problems. He told TMZ Sports in September 2024, "This fight is big. Definitely, you have to top 3-pound, 4-pound fighters fighting against each other. I know Canelo is bigger than me, but I'm up for the fight. I believe it's a pretty interesting fight." Crawford was asked directly in a recent interview with Carl Fraud if he thinks the Mexican champion has passed his prime. His answer left no room for doubt. "I would not say that. I just feel like, you know, it only takes certain heroes to inspire other fighters, like you're rousing a sleeping monster," Crawford explained.
What happened? He fought Bivol when he went up and tried to be great like I'm doing, and you know, he came up short. You know, when he fought my boy from Texas, you know, they gave him problems, but you know, it is what it is. I got the style, I got the skills, I got the heart, and I'm not gonna sit around and, you know.
I love that. Beautiful. It's nice to give back, especially to somebody like you, because the inspiration's just unbelievable.
Definitely, especially being from Omaha, Nebraska, and being the only successful boxer that made it from Omaha, that still lives in Omaha. I give so many people in Omaha hope and the drive that they can do the same thing. I'm motivation.
The fights he's been in, he's just like, oh, these guys. But I think that knowing that I am the Kell Brook of fighters would motivate him to rise to the situation. So I want to fight the best. Canelo Alvarez there is. The boxing champion returned from press conferences on Sunday and rested on Monday before going to the gym on Tuesday morning. Canelo Alvarez was seen pounding the pads, punching the bags, and working out in order to be in peak condition for his fight in 2 months. Most significantly, Canelo Alvarez was spotted training with a sparring partner to improve his defense, assault, and footwork. His exercise goal is to do some light work to keep his physique in good shape. Later on, he'll return to more strenuous training classes. Another reason is that Terence has had a smooth ride practicing and preparing for the fight since January. Canelo, on the other hand, owned Williams' Skull. As a result, it is also an attempt to make up for lost time while training for Skull. Let's go, champion. Crawford will be knocked out in his own blood. This is just what I needed to confirm that Crawford will finish in September, a fan posted in the comments. Canelo also has an amazing work ethic. According to another source, only love of the sport can create a man who has achieved everything. Continue to be hard on himself in this way. Canelo Alvarez is a worthy legend. Young fighters can learn from each other, a third added. Boxing got tired of matches like the Fatal Fury card in Times Square. So we decided to change things up with Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. What a time to be living, one person wrote. Terence Crawford can add all the weight, but Canelo is Canelo for a reason. Prepare for the big deal. Cannot wait. Aside from the clear weight disadvantage, Canelo Alvarez is well aware that he is set to face the most difficult test of his career when Terence Crawford steps up to weight classes to challenge him in the 168-pound division later this year. As a result, he started training early enough to be physically and emotionally ready to greet the first undisputed world champion in different weight divisions since the four-belt era. Canelo Alvarez has designed new training methods for his opponent, trying to adjust to Terence Crawford's in-ring movement, boxing skills, and counter-punching ability. Canelo Alvarez has been training hard in preparation for the fight, trying to avoid losing for the third time in his career. But, more unfortunately, failure would result in him losing all of his belts, potentially signaling the end of his days of world supremacy. Canelo Alvarez has previously been asked why he continues to box despite his numerous fights and successes, to which he has answered that his love for the sport is what keeps him going. "I enjoy fighting," he said.
Your motivation, you're on weight, you're one of the best fighters in history, but you're very successful. You don't have to work hard. You could retire today if you wanted to.
I love boxing. I love boxing and I love being fighting. So that's why I'm here.
While this devotion is real, many Canelo fans would have rather that he retire graciously as a champion rather than with such a humiliating loss to a boxer from a lower category. Canelo Alvarez is unlikely to make major changes. At this stage of the game, he has had a great deal of success doing things his way. One move made sense for the 168-pound champion and his team: a new training camp site for his pay-per-view title defense against Terence Crawford on September 12th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Alvarez has been training at Lake Tahoe, California, at an elevation of approximately 6,000 feet. He had been running camps in San Diego, which is set at sea level. "We always prepare 100%, regardless of where we are." Following a public workout on Wednesday, Alvarez stated, "It's strange being here. I couldn't breathe properly at first, but I'm feeling much better today. I found a location that has made me joyful and stronger." I enjoy being here at Lake Tahoe because I am completely focused. It's just myself and my friends, and we are all focused on the fight. It makes me feel ready to fight. He's also optimistic about a difficult matchup because he's in good shape. The Mexican star blamed poor efforts over the last few years. A loss to Dmitry Bivol and lackluster victory over Gennady Golovkin and John Ryder, or due to injuries, particularly a painful left wrist that necessitated surgery late last year. His wrist is completely fine, allowing him to train without limits. I feel great. He stated it would be one of the best camps I ever had. It is amazing to be able to train fully with my left hand now. That's given me more confidence. When you train knowing you're healthy, you'll feel more confidence in the fight. Alvarez says that when he faces Terence "Bud" Crawford, he will look like the dominant boxer of the past.
Desde muy temprano hay que salirnos de nuestra zona de comodidad para empezar.
Canelo Alvarez isn't the kind to enjoy hooting and yelling, but certain opponents relish pushing his buttons. Caleb Plant did a terrific job of aggravating Alvarez ahead of their November 2021 showdown. He taunted the Mexican star every chance he could and even got into a physical fight with him during one of their news conferences. The same can be claimed for Edgar Berlanga. After the first bell run, both failed to keep their pristine records, while Plant and Berlanga experienced humiliating defeats. Billy Joe Saunders was physically and mentally humiliated. For years, Saunders thought it was humorous to mock Alvarez. From the way he spoke to his in-ring skills, Saunders attacked him from every point.
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your home.
I'm taking them, and ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it. Come fight
and
night.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult.
When the two finally fought, Alvarez showed no mercy, defeating the Brit in round 8 with a shattered orbital bone. For years later, his animosity with Saunders has naturally lessened, but his feud with Terence Crawford has only just begun. On September 13th, the two will officially go at it with ring champion Alvarez defending his undisputed super middleweight championships once more, while Crawford seeks fame in another weight class. When it was first revealed, everything was pleasant. They weren't buddy-buddy, but their respect for one another was clear. Since then, things have changed. Crawford has been really bold with Alvarez, both in his deeds and words. Alvarez is now telling his man, as the cordial part of their relationship has turned into disdain. Although Crawford is one of the best fighters in the sport's history, Alvarez intends to give a brutal and violent beating. You watched the Saunders fight, correct? Alvarez questioned a reporter from Fight Hub TV. He irritated me off. Too, it will be almost the same. Some pundits are skeptical about Crawford's ability to fight well at super middleweight. This is due, in part to his most recent fight, a points win over Israel Madrimov at super welterweight, which lacked the overpowering performance many expected. And it's tough for boxing fans because they know Harper can defeat Canelo simply like that. They're going to move very simply, very simple. You only need to know fighting to be able to take it. Crawford. Regardless of these problems, the hypothetical fight between Canelo and Crawford has piqued the interest of boxing fans. The mix of strength, speed, skill, and charm from both competitors sets the setting for a spectacular showdown. Canelo won on Saturday, like he always does during Cinco de Mayo weekend, but it was a major setback for boxing fans. Skull, like many before him, was unprepared for the upcoming special test. In turn, he was unwilling to completely engage, as the champion looked content to accept it and go through the motions. Not everything is doom and gloom. Fortunately, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. And, given Canelo's recent fights have lacked excitement and drama, His next opponent might bring back the Canelo we know and love. Step forward, Terence Crawford. Canelo's career has long been defined by big money fights against lesser competition. Saturday's fight was no exception, but Boxing News has shown a competitive meeting that will not allow Canelo to glide.
The push, tell me a little bit about that. Did things get a little bit personal now?
Yeah, a little bit more personal because, you know, I did respect him. I don't respect him anymore because he say, I'm not gonna do what they want me to do and this and that. And then he tried to, maybe Turki Al-Ashi told him, hey, you need to do something because you seem so nervous in Riyadh. So and he tried to like walk me back, and that's why I pushed him. And
Tedeschi Bud Crawford, the former undisputed welterweight and junior welterweight champion, will be Canelo's biggest challenge since Dimitri Bivol, and possibly his toughest. We must respect Turki Al-Ashi, who proclaimed as soon as he entered the ring that on September 12th, the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas will host the long-awaited super fight in front of 60,000 boxing fans. Sure, Canelo versus, but wasn't exactly a secret. But hearing an official news, complete with a date and place, couldn't have come at a better moment following the weekend's uninspiring fights. Canelo, who was inside the ring and was a few feet away from Crawford, responded to the news with humility. Sorry, you know, this is my first time, and I'm just trying to put up a good fight, and I apologize. What is your message to future opponents? Obviously not Crawford, but with that attitude, they just want to go the distance. That's an average mind. That's a substandard intellect since they only come to survive, not move to the 12th round. That is an average mind. You must put up a solid battle, both here and there, and put on an excellent show. Do you understand what I mean? Crawford is one of the best around, and I enjoy sharing the ring with athletes like that. My pleasure. For the time being, it appears that both men will handle the situation with great professionalism. Crawford responded in the ring, I feel blessed. Everything happens for a reason, and there's a reason I'm here. And in September, I'll show the world what greatness looks like. Meanwhile, probably the most stunning boxing rumor to emerge from the announcement was Al-Ashi's confirmation that UFC CEO promoter Dana White will lead the Canelo Crawford promotion.
How are you feeling after your great performance tonight?
oh, I feel great. I win, you know. I come to put a great show, but you know, to put a great show, you need both fighters. So, but at the end of the day, win is a win.
Are you frustrated with William's score?
Yeah, a little bit, but
what did you say to him at the end of the fight?
I say to him, you know, you just come to, you can not win a fight like that, fighting like that. And he say, you know, it's my first time and I just try to put a good fight and I'm so sorry. That's fine.
What's your message to fighters who will fight you in the future? Obviously not Crawford, but with that kind of mindset, they just want to last the distance.
That's a mediocre mind. That's a mediocre mind because they come just to survive, to go to the 12th round. That's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there and put great show. You know what I mean?
Do you will employ the same tactics to try and box?
I hope not. I hope not because the people deserve a good fight.
What do you make of the Crawford fight next?
Huh?
How excited are you for the Crawford fight?
I'm excited. I'm gonna enjoy this win and then we think that's yeah. Do it.
What did you think of Ryan Garcia's performance yesterday?
I feel sorry for him. But it's boxing.
Could this be the first of many big fights Dana promotes for Al-Ashi ahead of their planned boxing venture under the TKO banner? In any case, the fans win. All eyes will be on what is perhaps the biggest fight of the last decade, including Fury versus Usyk, and Canelo will return to his regular place as a headline act on Mexican Independence Day. Terence Crawford had a grandiose dream of putting up this bout after defeating Errol Spence. He was mocked for his huge dreams, but now he can fight for them. One thing is certain, Crawford will be less gun-shy on fight night than William Skull was. He'll get in there and cause some harm. Except Canelo has the answers to his questions. The real question is whether Crawford can pull off an upset into weight classes above his usual category and capture the most emphatic win of his career, on top of an already Hall of Fame pro career. As fight night approaches, the boxing world crosses its fingers for one of the most important fight nights in recent history. It's one bout that will determine whether weight classes are as essential as boxing fans think, or if they're simply unimportant aspects that have no effect when compared to skill and technique. What are your thoughts on the September 13th fight between Terence Bud Crawford and Saul Canelo Alvarez? Do you think Canelo's hard training sessions have put him in the greatest position to win on fight night? How should Terence Bud Crawford prepare for this motivated version of Canelo Alvarez? Please share your ideas on all of these in the comments area. And that's all for now. Subscribe to our YouTube page to stay up to date on the latest boxing news, moments, events, and actions. Don't forget to enable alerts so you can be notified when we post high-quality stuff like this. Till next time, peace.